Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, hello creepy friends. Welcome back to Tarte Makeup Mania. Today's Tarte Mania is all about these guys here. This is the Rainforest of the Sea Aquacealer and Foundation set. If any of you have stuck around here for a long while, you'll know that I do not like liquid foundations very much, but I was very much impressed with this little guy. I basically just got this because I thought, oh, I'll just give it a go. Basically with me, liquids don't work very well because I have a sensitive oily skin type, and it's primarily the oil and the pores that I struggle with. So like my nose is called the bringer of all evil, and then I have some deeper pores around here, some up here, but I also get oily here, here and here. So even with a good primer, I find that liquid foundations do what I call a fur effect, which is where it kind of just goes around this part of my face. It sometimes dissolves, it sometimes fades away. This stayed on all day. I was very impressed. Even my nose hardly got shiny in this foundation. So when Creamy Confidence came out, they were showing this product, and I get really dubious with under eye products because I had the It Cosmetics concealer, which also debuted recently, QVC, and I was left completely and utterly unimpressed with it because it did everything it said it wouldn't do. It stuck under my lines. I didn't generally like it, and it felt so heavy. I did send it back. As much as it was kind of a sought for item, for me it just did nothing. So I was completely and utterly on trying this, but then after the success of this product, I kept looking at this and thinking, oh, I really want to try you now. So doing myself out of any money I actually had left, I went ahead and bought both from the lovely land of QVC. Now this is actually on an introductory price at the minute for about £31, and you get this lovely brush here with it. These come together. I have got the shade Fair Neutral. So the brush is a double-ended with two different sizes. It's kind of more of a buffing brush. It has the flat side here, and then it has an angled side here, which is good for kind of coming in around this area of the nose and just wiping off any excess. This is kind of where the maybe slight issue comes in, because the concealer is in Fair. Now I love this shade. It is a perfect shade for me. I would wear it as a foundation. Actually, I haven't tried it as a foundation, that's a good point, but this is Fair Natural, as I said, and the shading on both is actually very different. So I'm going to give you a little swatchy of each. So this one here is the foundation, and the lighter one here is the concealer. Now I got slightly worried at first when I first had this foundation and got it out, because I felt like it looked really, I'm going to say the word orange, whereas that is so beautifully fair and so porcelain. It's exactly the sort of shade I like to wear. So when you blend it out, it doesn't seem to be as dark as it first appears, but it's not quite as freshly porcelain as the concealer. Each of these products comes in a glass bottle, so if you're traveling with this, be very careful. And you have to shake each well before use, so maracas. And I'm going to tell you one thing now. When I first was reading up about this product particularly, I went to QVC.com, and obviously .com has all of this stuff long before the UK has it, so I know US fans, you've probably had this product in stores, in Sephora, on QVC, anywhere you want to go, a lot longer than I've had it in the UK. So I'm sorry to be just a little bit behind, like with Tarte's mascara. I can't help it, I'm really sorry. And one of the reviews said that there is a distinct paint smell with this concealer. I know what you mean. Let me tell you, mine doesn't seem as bad, but there's definitely an element of emulsion about it, if you get what I mean. With the concealer, you also get this double-ended brush right here, and it has a lovely fluffier end, and then it has more of a strong end here. Now, this is only a concealer. It does not say it is just for under eye. So I have also taken the liberty of trying out on my blemishes as well. And let me tell you, it does an amazing job. I love it. This is the end I tend to use for eyes. I tend to use this for stippling on blemishes. Bacteria could harbour on an applicator like this, and it could bring about blemishes, especially if you're dotting it onto blemishes. I don't feel like that's very clean and hygienic. So the great thing about this concealer, I'm going to show you this now before I go ahead and sort out the foundation, is that you need so little of it. All I need literally to cover this evil that you can see under here. Can you see the darkness, the bag, that baby line as I call it, all the fine lines? 2 little spots does me just well, sometimes 3, but it never sticks under. I think it's slightly more matte than it was advertised as being. It was advertised as being a lot lighter. I feel it's a bit heavier than what they say, but is it heavy to the point of bothering me? No, because it does feel weightless on the skin. So all I would do is just take this, blend it out, fluffiness, and instant concealment. I know they say that, like, if you triangle it down, you're catching the brightness, and that is the point. Again, I'm going to say I'm only doing what I've been told. I've worn this every day now for long over a week, and I've noticed no collection, no product sitting in lines, no dryness, no catching to any imperfections around the eye. It is truly, truly an amazing product. And so I have no primer on as of right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And I've been trying umpteen primers with this product all week to try and find the best one. Now, my favorite one was this, which I used yesterday. This is Benefit's Big and Easy. Some people use this as a foundation. It is a cream to powder setting formula. I like it as a primer. It is oil free, which is great for me, and it does seem to get in and set in. It's much more like a BB primer, much like the Bare Minerals one, but I'm actually going to go for this one today, which is the Bare Minerals Moisture Set Prep Step. So I'm going to use just literally a tiny finger's worth, and all I do, you can do it any way you want. I dab it into my fingers, dot it around the face. I only need a thin layer of this because any more of my skin will start to oil just a tad. So with this product, it's kind of like an eyedropper formula. So you basically push this button here and it sucks up some product, and then it's like a little eyedropper thing here, and you just go whoop, whoop on the hand. So this is kind of where I'm going to start mixing things up. The brush supplied, I've tried this, and I'm going to apply it with this today because this is what it comes with, but I've also tried applying it with this fluffy foundation brush which comes with the Amazonian Clay foundation, and I also tried it with my beauty blender. The only thing I have not done it with is my stipple brush, my RT stipple brush here. So I've got 2 drops on the hand. So taking the end of this lovely brush that's supplied, I'm going to actually, what I'm going to do is almost scoop it into this brush so you get it here, which is why I prefer applying the drop to the brush and not on the tip, on the end of my hand. It's just a personal call. And then I'm just going to buff into the skin the product. Kind of circular motions. I'm not pushing too hard. I'm not being too firm. I'm just trying to get it in. I think what we'll do is do like a half face. So I'll do this half in foundation. In fact, I'll do this half in 2 layers of the foundation and then compare it to this half, and then we'll finish the face. I'm going to take 1 drop, put it on here, and now I'm going to go up to my forehead. Literally 1 drop will settle into the bristles quite quickly. I personally prefer it this way. As said, I don't think the product falls down the bristles and you lose it at all. It seems to absolutely stay in the top, and the more you push, the more you seem to get a coverage. Coming up to the nose area, I'm actually going to flip it round and drop it again, and I'm going to use the smaller end to do my nose and around the contour of my nose. So again, it's settled in pretty fast. I have a hair on it for no reason. It's been kept in a brush, and I'm just going to paint that on the nose, half of my nose, quite easily. So this is in 1 layer on this half of the face. It's a very light foundation, so it does definitely settle in well, I think. So it's definitely removed a lot of redness from the little evil I had here. It does settle into the nose okay. I find that it definitely covers up the pores that I have here quite well, especially the more you apply it. I've got a few things going on up here as well. They're starting to cover nicely. The nose doesn't cover as well as I want it to, though, I have to be honest. I mean, this is the half that's covered. This is the half that is not covered, so you can see all the evil. So it's half covered, and in 1 coat, it definitely does a good job. If you've got a nice complexion that's relatively blemish free, you could easily just apply 1 of this, a quick top coat and a powder and a blush, and be out the door quite easily. With me, I have to take a little bit longer. So I'm going to go ahead now and apply layer number 2. And that would be all I would apply in a foundation. I do not like applying more than 2 because then I do tend to feel like I'm caked. So I'm actually going to give 2 drops onto here. And I'm hoping that's going to do pretty much all around the face now. So I'm going to start up here. Look at that lovely stripy line. Don't forget to do your neck. So 2 drops did all of, from the half of the forehead, all the cheek, all the way down to the chin. I'm just going to go in and do the nose again. Just 1 small drop is all I'm going to need. On the whole, it looks lovely when applied like this. I mean, I'm completely, I've already, obviously, as I say, I've used it for the last sort of, I think, the 3 to 4 days. Comparing it to this side, where we have all different kinds of issues. For me, as a liquid foundation, this looks lovely. It's a lovely pale shade. Like, I wore it the first day. I came downstairs to Mum and she went, oh my gosh, you look really pale. I was like, yes, that's what I like to hear. I like to hear that I look pale. I do not like to hear that I look tanned or bronzed. I like to hear the word pale. That's my favourite word. So on a first impression base, it's lovely. So I'm going to go ahead now and finish, obviously, this side of the skin. Okay, so that is now the full face applied. I'll give you a lovely look of my face. I'm trying to get it in shot perfectly, but it's kind of hard. So I have some issues going on up here. They are pretty well covered up. Down the face, we have a slight tinge of redness poking through. Everything is evened out lovely. As I said, this all seems pretty well blurred. My nose is relatively well blurred as well. This line that I have here is pretty covered up too, and I look so pale. It's wonderful. So the downsides to this foundation, as I said, I'm an oily skin type, and this apparently is great. It's water-based, it's for oily skin types, it's for dry skin types, it's for sensitive skin types, it's animal cruelty free. Brilliant. Having been wearing this for a couple of days, yesterday was the worst day for my nose that I've had since I bought this product. I think I must have applied it yesterday around the maybe 12, half 12 mark. Come 6 o'clock, my nose was shiny, there was red sticking through, and generally the foundation had broken and split, and I had to actually use a little bit of mineral veil to cover up the imperfections. Similarly to my cheeks here, it has an element of the fur effect, as I call it. I noticed that towards maybe 6 to 7 hours of applying, it tends to fade quite easily around here, and basically the product just tends to stick in any deep pores I have, as opposed to staying covering the whole thing. I also feel like when it applies onto the face, it is incredibly tacky and incredibly sticky for a very long time. I have to apply normally a couple of layers of this to dry it out, and I'm afraid of kind of stroking down the face through fear of product coming on the fingers. When you're wearing a powder, that generally doesn't happen. You can kind of touch your face and feel your face, and it generally doesn't move. That's what I love so much about BM, for example, and it's also what I love so much about Creamy Confidence. Its stay power does not supersede this in any way at all. Many other bloggers who I've watched who have covered this product have said that they feel it leaves a more matte finish. I don't feel that. I feel that it leaves that dewy complexion, which isn't something I strive for. I tend to strive for a porcelain set finish. That is just my aesthetic in life. I like to look quite freakishly pale. Just my kind of call. I also find that towards the end of the night I am getting major build up around each side of my nose, but my kind of impression of this is that it collects around the nose. It doesn't really last, and I do feel like I get collections and patches, and that is not an attractive look. That is not what I want to see on my face. On the whole, at the minute, I'm completely on the fence as if I want to keep this at all. I feel like it's not the right foundation for me. I don't feel as a liquid that it completely gives me the confidence that I want, and I really want to see it in fair with pink undertone. Natural has yellow undertone, I want the pink undertone. So with a layer of mineral veil on now, it is now a lot less tacky and a lot more set. It also seems like, because mineral veil is just one of the best products ever invented in the world, I feel like I look a lot more airbrushed now as well. I feel like it marries in quite well with the foundation. We still have some elements of red coming in here. I generally have to leave this for a little while just to get the feel for how it's going to cover. It doesn't happen like that. You do have to wait just a little bit. But it still isn't completely set. Like, I can still feel a tackiness when I touch my face. I'm really not sure how to feel about this product. This concealer, I love it. I will keep this. I will want this till the day I die. But this, I'm kind of leaning on the side right now, sending it back. For an oily skin type that it's meant to be great for, I feel like it doesn't last well on the oiliness. Its coverage power is great. As I say, in time, within about 20 minutes, this will be all but gone. You've just got to leave it to kind of show its powers, almost its magical powers. I'm making crap up now. But in a long run, I don't feel personally that it is suited to an oily skin type. Like, if you have acne, I would worry that using this would not cause you to break out, but I don't think it would give you a long-serving coverage. On the whole, it's okay. I don't feel like the brush that it comes with is marvelous. I think you're better off sticking to a beauty blender. It's a nice foundation, but maybe it's just not quite for me. As you can see, it looks just lovely on camera, but on the whole, it's nice, but it doesn't last very well. Just my opinion. Okay, so it's been maybe 2 hours since I put this on now. I'm literally just about to go get ready for work. I have a ton of stuff to clear up to the left of me. But I'm going to show you quickly what I mean when I say, number one, the fur effect, as I call it, and number two, what I mean when I say stuff tends to congeal, and what I also mean when I say, like, it tends to fade but stay within the deepness of some of the pores I have around this area. So if you look right, I'm going to show you the evil of my nose. If you look right in here, you can already see that there's a slight bit of congealment going on here and also around here. Now, you guys watched me pretty much apply this very well. I used the edge of the brush provided. I smoothed it over very, very well. Given time, I seem to get a complete collection going on around each side of my nose. Now, my nose itself seems to be getting quite shiny, and I'm getting redness appear here. You can see the shine reflecting from the light here. But it's just that area right here that really bothers me, and throughout the day, this gets considerably worse. Now, in terms of the fur effect, as I call it, that is literally its name in my mind. If you look into this part of my face here, it's really, and I'm sorry, my eyes are a bit frizzled right now. You can probably see that where I have some of the deeper pores, the product has sat into the pores, but it seems to be fading away a slight bit, which is showing almost like I guess it's almost like having a load of spots with foundation poked inside them. That's kind of how it makes me feel. It's kind of show of my chicken box scar that I have here, which is like my bindi, and a few other little things around here. So it's, for me, it's letting me down as a coverage product, and it's letting me down in terms of its durability. And overall, as I've said, I don't think it's going to be a product I'm going to keep. And I'm going to apologise right now for having this, my dressing gown on, but I'm freezing cold, so don't judge. This is only after having, like, it on for like 2 hours max. So for that to happen in 2 hours, you can kind of see what I mean when I'm saying that I don't feel completely confident in wearing this and its durability. If it can do this in 2 hours, just wait till you see what it does in 7 hours, 8 hours, which I'll be back for soon. that was the lovely Rainforest of the Sea collection. I thank you for watching this. I'm sorry if I'm a bit repetitive or maybe not as informative. If there's anything I can improve on, do tell me down here. I would love to know. Thank you for watching this and enduring me harp on for the last 20 minutes. If you'd like to subscribe, please do. Please leave me any kind of comments about anything I can do, anything that I didn't do. Please tell me. I would like to know. And please don't get mean on the channel. It's the only thing I will say. I will see everyone again for another video. I'm going to go and edit this down now, which is going to take me bloody ages. I'll see everyone again. Bye.